Today we're heading back into the realm of security with, well, the HomeHawk floor. Welcome back to GeekSmart, ladies and gentlemen, and I have another setup for you, and this is going to be for another Panasonic HomeHawk product. Now, I've already done one HomeHawk product, the window-based one, which actually I haven't filmed the review yet. Basically, I'm ready to film it, and it's a solid product. I'm really looking forward to this. So Panasonic was gracious enough to send me another one to check out, and this is their floor model. Obviously, this is going to be more for indoor purposes, but let's start by getting it out of the box and taking a peek at it. Let's see here. Got my knife. And let's just get everything out of the box. Then we'll bring the camera in here in a second once we get everything out of here. But I definitely wanted a wide view for this first part, right? Alright, cool. So, you want to see the back of the box? That's what she looks like. I'll set that down there. So there's things that are actually connected here, so you kind of got to be a little careful, it looks like. So we don't harm any wires. Alright, so that's the pole with the camera head attached to it. All wires running through it already. So that part of the box. We have a power cord here. Power cord looks like it's attached to the base. So that's another piece. I don't think there's anything else. Okay. So that's our product. That's what came in that box. Let's bring it in a little bit. Okay, so I wanted to keep it at least further out so we can see everything as we pull it out of the boxes here. Out of the bags, I guess. I've already got it out of the box. So we have the base. It comes with a quick start guide attached to it. This base does say Panasonic on it. You can see where it screws in there. If we flip it over, we can see the power cord itself. It's actually physically attached, so that we can't unplug that. Obviously that's a plus and a minus there, but time will tell. I'm going to leave, well no, you know what, I'm going to pull this plastic sticker off all the way around so it's out of the way. That's just keeping it from getting scratched in shipping. Or maybe, I guess this plastic bin here too. Ah, look at that. Power cord, batteries. That's something to look into. Why is there a battery bin in there? Alright. Let's see here. Let's get the cone of shame off of this thing. So you can see there's a light, and then the camera that's built into the light. Micro SD card setup button. I'll figure that out here shortly. Okay, so she just comes open. Let's see where this guy comes out right here. It's going to go down into that base platform. That's probably why I have to have this off, so you can actually fish it out. Yep, okay, so that cover comes off because, I don't know if you can see my finger going through here. We will push this guy right here through that hole, and it'll come out right down here. She plugs in down here somewhere. Yep, right there. She plugs in right there. Okay, and there's a sticker, of course. Why wouldn't there be? That's just to protect the RJ11 or whatever this is, the little plug on it. No, it's a proprietary plug. So it's not something you can just grab off the store shelf if you break it. Alright, with that said, what we're going to do, we're going to take this cardboard out of here. There we go, take that, and then on the other side here, just get the stuff off of it. I'm going to go ahead and screw the camera. I guess I pull on the other side and get it the slack down in there. There we go. I'm I'm going to go ahead and screw that on there. I'm going to slowly work my way down. I'm going to start on the camera head and work my way down the pole, pulling the slack as I go. Set it down so I don't scratch anything. So pull the slack out. Get there we go. And I'm just going to rotate this pole that actually is free floating with the cord going through it. I don't want to turn the camera end because it'll actually start rotating the cable. Okay, and then we have the last one, and on this one we're just going to pull the cable again. So we pull the slack through, and then screw that onto there. And then I'm not going to be able to stand this on the table because it's going to be too tall, but this is where we're going to go and actually stick this guy through the hole here. Let's see here, I got plenty of slack to do this on the table. So we're just going to have to kind of put it in there and then push, and then out she comes on the other side. There we are. Alright, so that is actually going to eventually, well, it looks like there's actually a thing in here to wrap the extra cord around. But essentially what you want to do is you want to get this pulled through, all the slack pulled through. And this would probably be easier standing up, but at the same time, maybe not. This time, kind of want to be careful of which end you're actually rotating, because, well, at the same time we have a lot of rotations we can do with this thing. So it's not really going to matter. Maybe rotate the opposite direction for a little bit and then go the right way. Okay, we are fully in place, and I've already messed up because probably going to want to have this on there prior to that. I probably could fish that from the top, but I'm not going to even try. Actually, you know what? I'm going to try it right here. Oh, and you can! Cool. Well, that made it easy. Okay. So that is that. Then we can actually take, let me push it over here. We can take the extra cable here. Maybe I'll get a better viewing angle for you. Okay, so you can see we have the battery here. The cable that we have coming out here, we can actually just wrap that around this guy and plug it in. There we go. So we're just wrapped around and put the slack there, plug that into there. Then we have the batteries here. I'm assuming that's for backup. So you have a battery backup system to it. Just looks like double A's. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of them. 8 double A's. But let's look in the book. Let's see what I can find in the book. So we do have a pod here for the 8 AA batteries as an option, and that's for power outage support. So exactly like I thought. That way the camera still runs and records to the memory card even in the event of a power outage. Okay, so you can see I'm actually 5'11", so it's basically 6 feet tall. And then we have our protective covers over the camera. And then this guy here around the base of the camera part of the pole. We still have a micro SD card to put in here, and then we'll plug it in and we'll begin the setup process. But let me grab a micro SD card first, and let me spin it around. So it just kind of goes into the little slot right there, real quick and easy. So let me grab one. So I have just a 128 gigabyte M micro SD card, so plenty large. She just inserts there and clicks into place like you would expect anytime you put a micro SD card in. And that's it. We are fully set up to plug her in and start setup. So I'm going to plug it in right here, and we're going to set it up right here. Alright, just plugged it in right now. Let's see if any lights come on up here. So I have the base essentially situated, so this would be the backside where the power is coming out, is right about here. Yep, green light. You can actually take this camera head and rotate it. And that's why they had that tape on there, so it didn't rotate in shipping or anything. But that way, you don't have to actually move the base. You can set the base so the power cord comes out the backside wherever you're going to put the back at. And then you can just rotate the camera head whatever you would see as, necessary. So I'm just going to put the camera head pointing that way. It's right now, I just put it this way. I guess it's green and yellow, flashing between green and yellow. But in that case, we're going to go ahead and now it's yellow. So I'm assuming that's setup mode. Now we're going to open up the HomeHawk app, which I already have an account. So if you're starting from scratch, if you want to see what it looks like starting from scratch, I'll put the link to my other video for the window one that I did. That one I actually started from scratch from. This one I'm going to do as an add-on camera to that account. So let's open up the app and get started with that. Okay, so we're in the App Store. HomeHawk app, that's the one we're going to be opening. So I'm going to hit open. And it's going to log into my account, which I have my window currently. Now, anytime, if you were to, you can change any of this stuff, but we're going to go through that with this one right here. So let's go to the menu listing in here, and we're going to hit the Add Camera link. Add cameras. All right, we're doing a floor camera this time. Last time we did a window camera. So we'll click on the floor. We'll hit Add New Camera. Plug it in, which we are. We'll wait 1 minute, which it's going to make us wait 1 minute. So we'll be back after it does that. We're at 54 seconds in. I do wish that they had a skip portion of this because I already have it powered up. I didn't have to wait for them to tell me when to power it up. Right now, I think we're still in yellow status. Let me double check. We are in yellow, so I'm going to click on yellow. Verify network. Mobile device connected to Schuster. That's the Wi-Fi network I do want it connected to. So I'm going to hit done. Otherwise, you can hit change Wi-Fi there. Select startup setup. I'm going to do basic setup because I do not have a WPS. Now, if you had a router that had a WPS button, you'd just go over to the router, click on the button, and use WPS mode. I'm going to use basic setup, and then I'm going to put the password in. Give me just a moment. Password is in for my Wi-Fi, and you can hit the little seeing there if you want to actually make sure that you typed it in correctly. I'm going to hit next. When prompted, tap join. I'm going to hit join because it's obviously connecting directly to that camera to give the information to the camera. And that way it can get the password for my my Wi-Fi. So we'll give it a moment to I guess configure. And it looks like it did, so now it's linking. Okay, so press and hold the setup button on the camera until it beeps. That's around 2 seconds. So, let me show you that. That setup button is basically right behind the camera. So, 1, 2. I'm going to let go. And let's go back down to the app. Alright, so there we go. Now we're going to create a password for the camera itself. I'm going to do that real quick. Okay, created a password. Automatic login for remote access. I'm okay with that. You can uncheck that if you do not want that. Hit next. Error. Go. Both numbers and letters. No special characters, I'm assuming. And I think I remember that from last time anyway. Okay, so we're going to call this, I'm just going to call it floor because that's what it is. Floor was successfully added. Let's explore HomeHawk. Align the card horizontally. We already did that. We already put the card in there. And so we'll hit next. Hit OK. Set current position as home. I'm okay with that. Home position setting has failed in both location information on this mobile device and access the setting. An update is available for a minor bug fix. Update in the settings menu. So let's do that. Let's go over to the floor. So there we are. Request to customers, Panasonic always. Oh, jeez. I'm okay with them learning different things, and I'm going to turn my volume down so we don't hear that. Display 30 minutes after plugging into the camera, so you actually get temperature notifications. Oh, that's kind of cool. We can actually see the temperature in the room. And I'm going to turn the speaker off. There we go. Now we're not getting any audio feedback at all. Let's go to settings. And within settings here, we can actually change some of this stuff. Night vision we can change if we want monochrome color. We can change that however we want to see. Let's come down. So we can change the name. Right now we call it floor. Signal strength. We can actually come in here and actually see we're really good on signal strength. Lighting. Use a schedule. So we can actually schedule for lighting. Interesting. Motion sensor, you can change the duration, things like that. I'm going to go into that later. Video mode, right now we're in full HD resolution, which is as high as we can go. 30 frames per second for the frame rate, which is as high as we can go. Brightness, I'm just going to stick at normal currently, that's fine. I'm okay with just normal. Back, there we go. Bitrate level icon, if you'd like. You can have that on or off, your choice. I'm going to leave it off for now. Recording settings. Record with sound, I do want that. Timestamp. 24-hour format, no, I prefer. And then bottom left, so you can change the position. Overwrite recording, I'm okay with that. And then micro SD card, if we wanted to go, well, right now it looks like it's good to go. Doesn't give me a format option in there though. Sound, talk volume, all the different volume settings, obviously the feedback volumes, things like that. Detection, set detection area. Well, let's do that. Let's look at that. So detection active, no detection active. So basically you're choosing between no detection or detection. So if you have something that's constantly moving or in a high traffic area that you don't want it to set up motion alerts, you can set that. That makes it really easy to do too. It's really easy to see what's active and what's not. I do like that. So motion sensitivity, sound sensitivity, temperature alert. If it reaches a specific temperature below or above, you can get an alert. I do like that a lot too. I actually have that with my thermostat as well. And then you can actually do a detection test. Login settings, so that's obviously what we've already gone through. We change passwords, stuff like that. Status validity, network, the network that we're connected to, and home wireless SSID. So we can change all. And then the system. Battery status, we don't have any batteries in there currently, but you can see probably the charge level. Temperature units, you can change between Celsius and Fahrenheit. Time adjustments, if you want to change from time zone, things like that. Let's see here. Firmware update, that's where we can do the firmware update. So I'm going to hit OK, and it's going to do its firmware update. So basically we're fully up and running, and now we are actually updating the camera as well. So that is the setup of the HomeHawk floor, which you can't really even see the head, can you? But we're fully set up. We are recording. We have it right now. It's still doing the firmware update. But that's it. That's as easy as it is to set it up. Obviously, with the HomeHawk app, it gives you all the options there. You can see, and then obviously you can place this in the corner of the room. Basically, essentially wherever a lamp would go. And you have that light on the top. Which is where it had the light settings. You can have it on or off. I wonder if there's an easy way to turn the lamp on and off. I guess would be the big item that I would want to know as well, but I have to wait till the firmware update. So let's wait for the firmware update, and then we'll check into that real quick, and then we'll wrap up. So I turn the lights off just so it makes more sense. A couple ways you can do this. So if we're actually in the quick menu where I can see the different cameras, on the right hand side, that's actually the light, and then we actually have camera settings and light settings, so we can actually put it on a schedule if we want, and that's what that schedule earlier was about. On the right hand side, we can actually grab this and actually turn the light on and actually use it as a lamp per se, right? We can actually do that, and then it's an LED based lamp. But if we actually are in a darker setting and it's not really that bright out, when I go click on the camera here to view the room, it'll automatically, or at least it did before, well, maybe it's bright enough. If it isn't, then it'll automatically kick on. If it isn't, if you need more light, you can actually do it in here as well, just on the right hand side, similar to what we did before. So that is what the lamp is about. That's how we actually control the light. So that is setup of the Panasonic HomeHawk floor. Pretty simple, to be honest. Very, very easy and very useful. The nice thing about it, it gets the camera up at a higher elevation, basically at 6 feet, right? So at least taller adult level. So you get that perspective that you're used to actually when you're standing in the room. place it anywhere without worrying about mounting it anywhere because it's a floor standing, just similar to a lamp. So you place it, you plug it in, it's all Wi-Fi based, good to go. So, yeah. Now I will have a full review coming eventually on this on my Tech Gooch channel after I have some time and use on it. Just like I had to finish up the window one, which, to be honest, the window one is a solid camera. It's a really good camera. So I have high hopes for this one as well. So if you have any questions for me, let me know. But that is the Panasonic HomeHawk floor camera, fully set up. Subscribe, share the video, like, comment, and let me know what you think. Head over to techgooch.com and you can get a hold of me directly. So other than that, we'll catch you back here on GeekSmart for another future video setup and tutorial. We'll see you soon.